what's good, y'all? Welcome to my review for Justice League Dark. Holy fuck. This movie was something else. Like, bruh. This movie was an amazing conclusion to the DCAU. Because as you guys know, this is going to be the final movie in the DC Animeverse that started up with Flashpoint Paradox and ends here. Now, after I do my review, I'm going to talk a little bit about what I think could happen in the future with the DC animated films, but we'll talk about that when we get there. Yeah, man. I'm going to be real with y'all. I legit teared up while I was watching this movie. I won't say where or what, because obviously that would be spoilers, which I might actually do a spoiler discussion at the end of this video, because, boy, the shit went crazy here. Yeah, man, I legit teared up while watching this movie, man. Like, this movie was hidden, man. This movie was fucking out. Because this is, of course, the end game of the DCAU. Let's answer this question right out of the way now. Is this better than Endgame? No. It shares a lot of similarities with Endgame. A lot more than I would actually expected. I don't know how if this was happening. This was a coincidence, or DC was taking cues from MCU. I don't know. But yeah, man. I legit. I just finished watching the movie maybe 10 minutes ago, and I'm still reeling from what I just witnessed. Legit, I would almost call this one probably actually my favorite of the DC anime films. Now remember, guys, I haven't seen them all. You know, there's a good chunk of them that I have yet to see. But I've seen a decent chunk of them, which I mostly watched the Batman ones. But from the ones I've seen, this was probably my favorite out of the bunch, that at least that I have seen from this extend from this shared universe. Fuck. Anyway, enough me rambling. Let's just jump right into this review, boys. So, the movie is directed by Christina Scotta and Matt Peters, and stars Matt Ryan, who plays Constantine, who actually played Constantine in this show called Constantine that was short-lived. I actually didn't know that. I actually right after I was done watching the movie, I watched the bonus features. Check out the bonus features they had in there, which was a preview for the next one that's gonna be Superman Man of Tomorrow, as well as a preview for the Justice League Dark film that came out, where I found Constantine, the guy who plays him in this movie. This movie played him in that TV show. So he also has apparently made some appearances in the CW shows as well. But yeah, so anyway, just a little fun fact: the guy playing him live action, still voicing him. Anyway, Thaisa Farmiga, Stuart Allen, Tony Todd, Jason Omar, Rebecca Rosie O'Dawson. Okay, she's in the cast too. I don't know who she played, but hey. And maybe more. The plot of Justice League Dark Apokolips War is that the Justice League bands together with everyone, Justice League, the Teen Titans, Justice League Dark, you name it, they're there to go and defeat Darkseid. They go over there to Apokolips and get their shit kicked in. Cut back to 2 years later, and they're trying to get the band back together to stop Darkseid. Like I said, this shares a lot in common with Endgame. So, yeah, like I mentioned before, this does share some things in common. Obviously, one is, of course, the fact they lose and then come back. And two, there is a massive time skip between where it starts and where it ends. But that's pretty much all the similarities end between that and Endgame, other than, shit hits the fan, But one thing I gotta say, I gotta love this cast. First off, Matt Ryan. He is fucking amazing as Constantine. This man's fantastic. I legit want to go back and watch the original Justice League Dark film from 2016, just so I can hear more of this guy. I loved him in this movie. He was fantastic. I've seen a bit of Constantine before this when I read the Batman Damned comic that came out a while ago. I did issues reaction to those as well. If you guys want to check those out. But, I saw him in there, and I kind of knew of Constantine, but actually, getting to sit down, watch a film, and really get to know Constantine, he has definitely become one of my favorite DC characters. I love this guy. He is entertaining as hell, and he brings some nice comedy occasionally, along with some of the other members, along with that demon guy from the Justice League Dark team, to bring in some comedy amongst this series. Because legit, I'm watching this movie and being like, fuck me, am I watching a DC anime movie or fucking BVS with how dark it is? But one thing I also gotta say I gotta love is I love the tone of this movie and just how grim it is. Like, one thing I really do, like, I am definitely one of the people that definitely enjoys a story where the heroes get their shit kicked in, and they have to, like, go back to square one and, you know, try to use, different methods to defeat the bad guy when their initial plan failed. I like that shit. Like, I like that shit we saw it in Endgame. It was nice, fresh, you know, change of pace for the MCU, and I really dug it here. One other thing I gotta say I loved about this movie is I love the way how it focuses on certain characters. Like, for example, were you disappointed in the overall lack of screen time Damian got in Batman Hush and the Death of Superman? Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is a movie for you. Like, legit, I swear to God, Damian gets so much screen time. Is when I felt like they were trying to make up for lost time with the overall lack of screen time he got in the Death of Superman, as well as Batman Hush. Like, in Batman Hush, he only got like maybe 2 minutes of screen time with his dad telling him to use protection. I love that scene. That's probably one of my favorite scenes of Batman Hush. And in the Death of Superman, he's just kind of there, you know? It's like they were trying to make up for lost time since the Judas contract. And they also, like, Constantine's one of them, Superman's another character, Damien's another one is Raven. They focus a lot on Raven and how she's struggling to keep her dad in check when, like, inside the diamond that happened in Justice League versus Teen Titans. So I really dug that and kind of added a little bit more tension to, like, oh, is she gonna break? Is she gonna crack? Is he gonna come out? You know. What's also one of the things, if you guys are like me and you ship Damian and Raven, you'll like this movie if you catch my drift. But besides that, like I mentioned before, I love the development they did with Damian. It was weird seeing him so old. Like, legit, I'm starting seeing, like, kid Damian from the Son of Batman. To see him when he's, like, in his like late teens, early 20s. It's low-key kind of weird, but hey, hey man, I liked it. You know, seeing Damian all grown up. You know, so that was cool. And what happened to him was actually really what he ended up doing. But yeah, man, Apokolips was fucking awesome. This was really the first time I really got to know Apokolips, besides that first time from the original DC anime movie that I saw, what was it, Batman, Superman, Apokolips. Supergirl was in that. That was like fracking like 2012, I think, maybe 2011. It was a while ago. That was like the only time I saw Darkseid. I remember next to nothing from that film. But yeah, this was like really the first time I could really get to know Darkseid, especially when anticipation for when we're going to see him in the Snyder Cut for Justice League. He's awesome. I love Darkseid. He's a beast. I definitely get some Thanos vibes from this guy, and I like that. And so, you know, seeing Darkseid was really cool. When he ends up doing, bruh, this motherfucker don't fuck around, man. Darkseid does not fuck around, ladies and gentlemen. And yeah, already mentioned Damian. I liked how they did with the darker tone. The pacing was fantastic. I feel like this one could have been a little bit longer, only because of what happens in the ending, which we'll talk about that in the spoiler discussion. But yeah, the pacing was fantastic. I love what they did with some of the characters, especially Damian and Raven, because you guys know how much I love Damian as a character. He's my favorite Robin. I love Damian. And another thing I liked was this is what happens when you do the cinematic universe thing done right, because, like, as much of a supporter of the DCEU as I am, I'm not going to lie, the MCU is way better and it's handled it a lot better. The DCEU has been getting a lot better recently, but you know, the MCU is still the MCU. Like, that's how you do a shared universe done correctly. And the DCAU, or whatever the hell you call this universe, the DC Animated Universe, whatever it's called, this one also did a very good job as well with that, because this movie really sets up and kind of finishes up a little loose ends and just, you know, complete stories, setting up from stuff like Son of Batman to Teen Titans Judas contract, even though, like, next to none of the Teen Titans actually have any screen time as we other than Damian, Raven, and a little bit of Dick. Like, Beast Boy and Beetle are, like, nowhere to be found here, and Raven, obviously. But you got stuff from that I mentioned, there's stuff from Raven Superman in here as well that we got, that kind of got finished up. I already mentioned how they were set up in that film, and then we got to see it get completely here. And I remember, yeah, and a few others. But those are some of the ones that I know, most specifically. The ones that I paid attention the most to, because those are the ones that I before I didn't see all the movies. So I like with Damian in particular, because, you know, like I said, watching something, even though I haven't seen Batman vs. Robin, which I need to watch that one because I know the Court of Owls in that one. I really did the Court of Owls. It was nice just to see not only the growth, not only seeing Damian kind of like grow up and watching him throughout these movies, but also just see the development and the characterization he got throughout these multiple films, like I mentioned before, from Son of Batman, Teen Titans vs. Justice League, Teen Titans, Judas Contract, Batman Hush, if you want to count it, and here, it just makes me like that much more attached to the character as Damian like for. He's my favorite Robin, one of my all-time favorite DC characters because of this universe. I haven't really read it much in the comics, but I've been mostly watching through these movies, and I just fell in love so much with Damian. So yeah, I already mentioned how they did. So they did that beautifully. I already mentioned my love for Superman, how he's great in this one as well. Constantine has become one of my favorite DC characters after watching this film. Yeah, that's about really all I can say in terms of process. The animation was also very good as well. Very, very good. Like I mentioned more, no studio. You're not gonna get no studio bones Takuga in this motherfucker, but it gets the job done. It's some good shit. One other thing I love, but I can't go too in depth in it because of its spoiler. I love this one fight with Damian that he had around the end of the movie. It was done beautifully well, and I just fucking loved it. Fantastic. Whoever did that fight, so shout out to the directors for that fight. That was spot on. So let me move on to some of my negatives. I really don't have many, other than like much more I would like movies to I would like them to expand on the ending a little bit. Besides that, other than the CGI wasn't all that great, it was noticeable because they actually used on some of the paradooms as well, and it's very noticeable, like really noticeable, and I'm like, ooh, that's definitely CGI, and it doesn't really look all that great either, too. So yeah. Besides that, man, I really don't got really much more to say. I would definitely recommend you guys check this movie out if you are a fan of the DC animated films. You like Constantine, you like Justice League Dark, you're a fan of DC, all things in between. I definitely recommend you guys check out Justice League Dark, Apokolips War. So, let me give you guys my final verdict, and then we'll talk about what I think the future of the DC animated films is going to be, and then I'll get into my spoiler discussion. So, overall, I'm going to give Justice League Dark, Apokolips War a 10 out of 10. Like I mentioned before. This is definitely either my all-time favorite of the DC anime films from this universe. All-time, like I mentioned before, is The Dark Knight Returns, or this is a close second behind The Death of Superman. So, yeah, before, I recommend you guys check it out. So, where do I think the DC anime films are going to do next? Now, there's two ways that you can see it going. You can either see DC moving on to just doing the universe again with Rebirth. You know, we can see Tom King's Batman get adapted, Bendis' run on Batman get adapted, Kelly Sue DeConnick's run on Aquaman get adapted, and whatever else is going on in Rebirth currently. They can go on with that. Or DC could just go back to what brought them to the dance in the first place, and just doing standalone animated adaptations of their comics, like they did with Batman Year One, The Dark Knight Returns, Under the Red Hood, All-Star Superman, Justice League Doom, etc., etc., etc. Where do I think they're going to go? I honestly could see it either going both ways. And the next one they're going to be doing that we know of currently is going to be Superman Man of Tomorrow, which has a completely different art style from the usual DC usual DC anime art style. So that was a nice change of pace. I'm definitely going to check that one out because it looks interesting. And you guys know how much I've been loving it. I've been really grown to attachment to Superman recently. But I can also see them doing the thing with Rebirth because, Rebirth is now the thing. Why not adapt some of Tom King's Batman? Why not do some of Bendis' run on Superman? Why not? I can see it going both ways. I don't know whether they would go with the Rebirth idea. Maybe, I don't know if DC even wants to do the animated universe thing anymore, or they just want to do the standalone things. I don't know. I haven't seen any articles or anything or news talking about which way they're going. So yeah, that's where they're gonna either go both ways with either doing Rebirth or just going back to doing Solo. I really won't mind anyway. I'm not gonna lose sleep if they don't do Rebirth comics. If they want to do it standalone, okay, I'll watch some of them, if they interest me. But yeah. So tell me down below, guys, what you guys think of what DC is going to do next. Do you think they're going to go back to just solely doing adaptations and not doing a shared universe? Or do you think they're going to do another shared universe just with the Rebirth comics? Tell me that down below, because I would like to hear what you guys think of that. And let's now move into the spoiler discussion. So if you haven't seen the movie and you don't want to be spoiled, click off this video right now. So, Still here? Alright, let's jump right in. So, the scene that I teared up on, and one thing I gotta say, one thing I love in the movie is that this movie earned its R rating. Like, I know a lot of people were complaining about the fact that The Killing Joke got an R rating, and it really didn't deserve it other than just, it only got it because of back sex, with the stuff going on with Barbara, which I actually haven't seen The Killing Joke, but I actually got the movie saved on my DVR because it was actually recording. It was on TV and I recorded it like a couple days ago or whatever, so I'm actually going to watch it sometime soon. I don't know if I'm going to review it. If you guys want me to review it, of course, drop a comment or tweet at me saying, hey, I want you to review the Killing Joke, because the Killing Joke is actually different from a lot of these other ones, because I've actually have read the original comic of the Killing Joke, so I can talk about some of the differences and what I think of that. So if you guys want to see me review the Killing Joke, drop a comment or tweet at me at Gishmonster. So, yeah, because, like I mentioned before, so this movie, it earned its already, motherfuckers die, you see fucking dismembered limbs, you see motherfuckers die left, right, center, like fucking Batwoman, Batgirl, motherfuckers die, I think Shazam got killed off as well. It's crazy, man, motherfuckers are getting their necks snapped, arms ripped off, heads exploded and shit. It's ridiculous, man. And one of my favorite parts of the movie was when Superman, when he actually gets his powers back and everything, he legit gouges out Doomsday's eyes and just starts slamming him by his head. It's fucking epic, man. I loved it. But the one scene where I actually started tearing up at was Damian's death, supposed death. Because, first off, the fight before was excellent where Bruce, under Doomsday control, has to fight Damian, and once Damian is on his knees, he has the kryptonite blade Bruce has the kryptonite blade pointed right in, and he has a flashback back to when his parents got killed, and Joe Chill had the gun pointed right at him. And you see how much similar Damian really is to Bruce back when he was a kid, and that was just amazing. Just direction, cinematography, and film work. That was fantastic. That was probably my favorite part of the entire movie, was that scene. And then after, he can finally get back control, Damian sacrifices himself in front of Doomsday's, lasers. And he gets burned to a crisp. And, he's like, Father, I'm happy that you robbed me and everything. And you see Bruce cry a single tear. Bruh, that got me. Bruh, that got me. I actually legit thought Damian died. I legit thought they were going to kill Damian before we're going to get anything with Raven, because he already, confessed to her earlier on in the film. And then you got Raven holding him, motherfuckers, y'all really trying to make me ball out here? So, that was fantastic. I loved that scene. Then of course she revives him, and she actually has a new now she's kind of got rid of the purple jacket. She's now wearing white. I prefer the purple look, but I don't mind the white look. What else? So yeah, that was crazy. Just when we saw the Justice League members get turned into cyborgs, like Wonder Woman, the chick from the red-haired chick from the red-haired chick from Aquaman's universe. I forget her name. Fuck me, I loved her in the movie. But yeah, you got her, you had the Martian Manhunter, and a few other characters get cyborg eyes, and you got Cyborg himself kind of embedded into the computer or whatever, and seeing Batman sit in that blue chair seen a couple times and screenshots from comics, that was pretty cool as well. I really dug that red costume he was wearing as well. That was pretty hype. But let me talk about the ending real quick. What I thought of it. Like I mentioned before, I thought the ending was fantastic, with the Earth pretty much being gone to shit. That 31% of the Earth's mantle core had already been destroyed or taken by Darkseid. I like and then Constantine tells Flash, because he knows by this point that he calls Flashpoint for still wanting to save his mom from the Flashpoint paradox. Like I mentioned before, this is continuing on from what that movie left off at, and he tells Flash that you need to go back, dude. You need to get rid of the Flashpoint. And we see Flash kind of go and go super fast, and delete, and we see this white light coming towards all the main characters, and that's where the movie ends. I would have liked to have seen them actually go more in depth with that, go full on and actually show us what happens to the Earth. See if they did go full. Cause I don't know. Now I don't know if they did that because they weren't ready or weren't certain if they were going to go full on with Rebirth or not. But I would have liked to see them where the Earth would have been, what the characters might have looked like, and where it would have gone. Just to give it that extra bit of conclusiveness, it was conclusive already with that, but I would have liked to give it that extra exclamation point, But besides that, like I mentioned before, the ending was great. And yeah, that's about all I got to say in terms of spoilers and overall my thoughts and opinions on Justice League Dark Apokolips. So yeah, tell me down below, guys, what you all thought of this movie. Did you love it? Did you hate it? What is your favorite of the DC animated films? And if you guys actually got any recommendations from DC Comics you guys want me to check out, let's keep it to New 52 and Rebirth. Tell me down below, because I would like to, because, you know, I do enjoy me some DC. I'm a Marvel guy, but I do enjoy some DC. So if you guys got any comics you guys want me to, that you recommend to me that came in more recently from Rebirth or the New 52, tell me that down below, guys. I might check them out. And yeah, man, hope y'all enjoyed the video. If you like, if you did, subscribe for new. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter, flag links down in the description box below. And as always, come back for more. See you guys next time.